Hello everyone, my name is Sanjeev. In this video, I will demo how to deploy Mule application to CloudHub 2.0 with Mule Maven plugin. Let's start the demo right away. I have created a Mule application CloudHub 2 greeting app, CS2 greeting app. It has HTTP listener, logger, and transform message. Transform message returns a JSON payload as a response of this resource, and it returns a message hello there. HTTP listener port is 8081 and path is /greeting. I will deploy this application to the CloudHub 2.0 on shared space. This is the Mule documentation for deploying app with Mule Maven plugin. To deploy the Mule application to the CloudHub 2.0, there are two steps. First, we need to publish the application to Exchange, and then once the application has been published to the Exchange, we can deploy the Mule application to the CloudHub 2.0. First, I will publish the Mule application to the Exchange. So let's go to this link. We need to change the group ID to organization ID. So let me get the organization ID from any point platform. I will go to the access management, business group, my organization name, and here I will get the organization ID. So this is my organization ID. I will copy it. I will go to the pom.xml, and here I will replace the value of group ID. So I will use the organization ID here. Let me save it. So this step is completed. Now I need to use the distribution management section in my pom.xml. So I will copy this section. I will go to the end, and here I will use the distribution management section here. I will remove these three dots. Here we are using API v3 organization and then organization ID. So I will replace this with the parameter group ID. So this value will be replaced from here. So it will be replaced by organization ID that we copied in previous step. Now here we are using B3. So for repository, under repository we have to use B3. So we'll use the AnyPoint API v3 here. I will change to v3. I will do one more change. I will change the Mule Maven plugin 4.0.0, and for Maven clean plugin I will use 3.2. These are newer version, may not be latest but newer version. Now we need to use settings.xml. So either we can update the setting.xml in user.m2 directory, or we can create a separate setting.xml. We will create a separate file setting.xml, and I will put this inside that setting.xml. For server value, we can use either AnyPoint username password, or we can use connected app. In this demo, I will use connected app. So I will copy the setting.xml for connected app. So this is I will copy. I can copy from here. And instead of updating in .m2 directory setting.xml, I will create a new file. So here I will create a new file settings.xml and I will copy here. Let me remove this dot. Here for ID we need to use same ID that we have here. I will copy this ID and change it here. So we have updated our pom.xml for publishing this Mule application to the exchange. We are good here. We have distribution management. We updated the repository URL to B3 and we are using group ID with the value organization ID. Here in setting.xml, we are using connected app instead of user password, AnyPoint user password. So we have to create connected app. So I will go to AnyPoint platform. I will go to connected app. I will create a new connected app. Type is app acts on its own behalf with client credential. Add scope. I will add the scope. I will go to the exchange and I will add the scope exchange administrator. Click next. I will select the business group lag stack. Click next. So this scope exchange administrator is sufficient to publish the Mule application to exchange. Click add, save. I forgot to give the name, so I will give the name ch2 deploy mbn client app. Click save. Now we have here client ID and client secret. We can copy directly here and it will be fine. But this will be visible to everybody. This will be inside code. Better I will send these values as a parameter from the command line. So I will replace the with parameter. So we have two parameters. I will send the value using command line parameter. Now we need to invoke the command that is Maven clean deploy to publish the application. So we will use this command and I will send the client ID and client secret as a command line parameter. So I have here notepad. Here I have already have the command Maven clean and I'm passing these values for client ID and client secret. Let me copy it. For a newly created connected app, I will copy the client ID and I will replace it here. Delete, Control B. Now I will copy the client secret. So I'm using client ID and client secret. I have copied the connected app client ID and client secret here. Here I am passing the setting.xml location and file name using -s option. Let me copy this and I will go to the project root directory here. I will go to the git bash. I will paste the command and I will run it. This will publish the Mule application to Exchange. Let me go to the Anypoint platform and I will go to the Exchange. To the organization, and right now there is no application is there. So we got some issue here. Let me check the setting.xml. Let me check setting.xml, client ID, client secret, pom.xml, and here we are using group ID. And what is a group ID here? Group ID. Oh, here the repository ID we haven't replaced. It should be same as this one. So I will copy the repository ID from here and I will give the same ID in the distribution management. So all three places the ID should be same in distribution management repository ID, and in under repository ID for v3 API, and in setting.xml server ID. All three should be same. Save it. Let me go to the pom.xml. Save it. Now I will go to the git bash again and run the command. Hopefully this time it works. In Anypoint platform, we don't have any application published here. This time looks good. It is publishing the Mule application. Okay, build is successful. Let me go to the exchange. CS2 greeting app has been published. Now we will deploy the application to the CloudHub 2.0. So for that we need to update the Mule Maven plugin. I will copy this configuration for Mule Maven plugin and we will use this in our pom.xml. I will go to the pom.xml. Here I will replace this configuration. In this configuration, we have CloudHub 2.0 deployment, and it has URI. So it's a Anypoint platform URL where the application will be deployed. Provider is MC. So for CloudHub 2.0, provider is MC. Environment, we will send from command line. So parameter option is fine here. We will use parameter and we will send the value from command line. Target name, we will send the target name from command line. Mule version, I will add a property here in the property section for Mule runtime. So I will add the Mule runtime, application runtime, that's a Mule runtime 4.4.0. So I will pass this property here and I will use this tag. So this will be the Mule runtime. For user password, either we can pass the Anypoint username and password, or we can use the server. So I will use server. I will remove the password, and here for server I will take the value from settings. So this is the server ID. We need to pass the server ID. So I will directly pass it here. And under setting.xml, we have a connected app. So server will use connected app. Application name, I will pass application name parameter from command line. Replica also I will pass from command line as a parameter. So let me parameterized it. Similarly, I will parameterize bcore. I will send these values from command line. Deployment setting, public URL we don't need, that is for private space. I will remove this. Forward SSL session, I will use false. And similarly, last mile security also false. Our application is not using HTTPS. So last mile security will be false. I saved it. Now let me copy few properties also. I will send few properties as well. So I will send one property, plain text. I will use one more property, that is secured property. Secure property. Let me change the name of property. Remote API client ID. So I change the name to remote API client ID. This will be plain text property, and for secure property, I will use the name client secret. Remote API client secret. So we have one secure property, one is plain text property. Let me save it. I will copy this portion to verify the parameters. I have a Maven command. I already built it for this CloudHub 2.0 deployment. So this is the command we run: Maven clean deploy -d mule deploy. This command deploy the Mule application to CloudHub 2.0. And here I'm passing environment. Environment is sandbox. That's where I want to deploy. Target name is CloudHub US ES2 because I'm using trial version, and for trial version we have shared space, and its target name is this one, CloudHub US ES2. App runtime we are using from pom.xml. Server we are using directly from setting.xml. Application name is app name. So app name is here. I will give the name CS2 greeting app, and client ID and client secret I will copy from here. So we set it actually previously for publishing the Mule application to the exchange. We updated this value. So we have a connected app. So I'm using same value here. Connected app client ID and connected app secret. And I'm passing the setting.xml using -s option. So we have setting.xml here, and here we need to pass the command line parameter, and that's what we are doing it. Now for replica, we are passing replica for this parameter 1 and b core size 0.1. So everything looks good here. All parameters are good. I will copy this command. Before I will copy this command, let me save it. We have to change the connected app because we only have right now a scope assigned to connected app that is only good for publishing the application to exchange. Now we are deploying application to the runtime manager, so we need to add some additional scope. Go to connected app, and I will add few more scope here. So I add a scope. I will go to the general. I will add the scope view environment and view organization, and under runtime I will add the scope create application, delete application, and read application. So I have added 5 scopes. I will add to the business group flex stack, click next, and I will assign to the sandbox environment. That's where I'm going to deploy the Mule application. We added 5 more scope: view environment, view organization, create application, delete application, and read application. Click add scopes, save it. And now if I will run this command, we should be able to deploy application to CloudHub because we have right scope assigned to the connected app. I will copy this command and I will paste it here in git bash. Click enter. If everything is good, we should be able to see the Mule application deployed in runtime manager. So I will go to the runtime manager. Right now we don't have any application deployed here. Okay, application is already uploaded and it's getting deployed, and we are checking here status, deployment status, if it is started or not. So let me see here. So we have application that is getting deployed. So this is the application that we deployed, CS2 greeting app. CS2 greeting app and sandbox environment, replica is 1 and B core size 0.1. Target is shared space, target type CloudHub 2.0. And replica count is 1, replica size 0.1 B core. That's what we provide here. This is a default rolling update as a deployment model. This provide zero downtime. Let me check the properties. So we send 2 properties: remote API client ID and remote API client secret. We can see here in pom.xml. So we have 2 properties: remote.api.client ID and remote.api.client secret. This is a secure property. So this property we can see that the value, because this is a plain text property, and this one is secure property, so value is protected, it's encrypted, no one can see this value. We can only assign the new value. We can replace the protected value using this option, but no one can see it. So to protect the value, to make it secure, we don't have to pass the secure value through the mule-artifact.json. We can directly send the secure property and it will be protected in CloudHub 2.0. Under ingress controller, last mile security and forward SSL is false, that's why they are unchecked. So last mile security and forward SSL session is false. Check. So build is successful. That means our application has been deployed successfully. It's running. Target is CloudHub 2.0. Target space is shared space. Mule runtime 4.0.0, and that's what we have here. 4.0.0. That's what we send it here. Application runtime. So this is the public endpoint. We can click it. We'll go to the greeting endpoint and we got the value. Message, hello there. And that's what we have here. Message, hello there, JSON message. So we successfully deployed the Mule application to the CloudHub 2.0. First we published to the exchange. For that we use the command Maven clean deploy command, and we use the connected app, and then we configure the Mule Maven plugin. We provide the CloudHub 2.0 deployment configuration, and we parameterize these values, and we send these values using command line, and we use this command maven clean deploy -d mule deploy option, and we send these parameter from the command line. So in second step, we deploy the application to CloudHub 2.0. So we successfully deployed the application in CloudHub 2.0 using Mule Maven plugin. So this is how you can use the Mule Maven plugin to deploy the Mule application to CloudHub 2.0. This is all in this video. If you like this video, click the like button and subscribe our channel. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much.